gun, people! Well, this deputy was killed by friendly fire. 21 years old, on the department for 9 months. Dead by his fellow blue brothers. Is this a good or a bad thing? There's no good news or bad news. We assign it, whether it's good or bad. This is just news. He's dead because cops spray and pray. They don't care about their backgrounds. They don't have to follow the same rules that pesky citizens do, even though they're supposedly more trained, more background, and more professional, and got all this government training and government equipment, yet they kill more damn people than anybody else by accident. And you know what? When it hits their own, we're supposed to be sad and upset. You know what? If cops held themselves to better standards, maybe they wouldn't be killing their own.
This evening, after losing one of their own, 21-year-old Deputy Blane Lane was fatally shot overnight. It happened while he was serving a drug warrant early this morning in Polk City.
Drug warrant. Those mean drugs. Mean marijuana, probably.
And just a short time ago, we learned that he was killed by friendly fire. Fox 13's Ken Suarez has the unsettling.
Friendly fire in government will make it about the person who had the warrant. They'll make it about everything except their own incompetence, that these officers weren't secure of their background. They were spraying and praying instead of making sure they were hitting and using what's called fire discipline or fire control, which all military have to use, but cops are exempt because they're out there killing everybody and spraying and praying everybody, and people are like, oh, they're all heroes, Rick. Why do you hate cops? I hate idiots out there killing people uselessly. And now that they killed one of their own, everybody will be, oh, it's the woman's fault for pulling a gun. It's not. They still don't. Even in this video, they don't blame the cops.
Details.
Blane Lane, 21 years old, a father.
Blane Lane. Blane Lane. Now that name went over in high school. Blane Lane. Lane Blane. Anyway.
And a deputy for only 9 months, killed in the line of duty.
Words can't adequately explain the absolute grief we feel. But it's our job to be at our very best at the very worst of time.
Probably saved a lot of pesky citizens. This guy would have been freaking killing people left and right for stupid shit in 5 or 10 years anyway.
That sadness was...
There is a direct correlation to how many people come to your funeral on whether or not they're getting paid by tax dollars. I used to get time and a half and overtime to go to a funeral. My agency would pay. So all these people, most of them don't even know Blame Lane, Lame Brain, whatever. They don't even know him, but they're getting paid to put on the show for the pesky citizens and promote government heroes. I mean, this is like a freaking presidential motorcade.
Shared by hundreds of law enforcement officers and supporters.
All the big red trucks come out, all getting paid. I guess there's no fires. I guess there's no accidents, so they can't drive around and block the freaking roadway because somebody left a banana peel. A lot of shaved heads here. Anyway, so whatever. Everybody's getting paid by tax dollars to show up, and people are like, oh, look how pretty. Look at the pretty lights. It drove me nuts.
Lane's body was transported from Lakeland Regional, where he died, to the medical examiner's office in Winter Haven Tuesday morning. Before sunrise, Lane and 3 other deputies were serving a drug warrant.
Before sunrise, early morning warrants, dark, late, unsure, couldn't have waited, had to get there. They knew she was there. They could have surrounded the house. They could have talked to her on a bullhorn. They could have ordered her out. Nope. They went in the middle of the night.
For Cheryl Williams.
No, it's her fault. Mean woman, blonde hair.
Ex-con. They had just gotten a tip she was staying in a trailer in Polk City.
Just got a tip. So whoever called this tip in is going to be a hero because he got a cop killed.
The young deputy was positioned in the front of the home. His 3 fellow deputies went around back and went in.
So he was new and young, and when you're new and young, you get the perimeter. So he's sitting outside on the perimeter waiting for somebody to run out of the house. What he wasn't waiting for is his freaking spray and pray deputy buddies in there shooting up the whole damn neighborhood, not giving a shit, and a bullet went from inside the house and killed his ass outside the house.
Investigators say Williams pulled a gun on the deputies. It appeared to be a real gun, but it wasn't. It was a BB gun.
That's irrelevant. A gun's a gun. I mean, the shooting was justified. The spraying and praying wasn't. This time a cop get killed. If it had been a pesky citizen get killed, they would have been like, that person shouldn't have been at the house. He was told to get away. It was his fault.
Not realizing that, deputies fired off 6 rounds. Williams was hit. At least one bullet pierced a wall.
Well, that's a nice little sundress. Rick, you're just trying. Whatever.
And hit Lane in the shoulder and torso outside. The sheriff is now characterizing.
Hit him in the shoulder, and he died. It's kind of odd the way they said they thought he was going to live, and he was talking on the way to the hospital and then died.
The incident as an attempted suicide by cop.
Okay, here's that term, suicide by cop. This is how cops justify that it's never our fault, and we didn't do anything wrong, and we're the good guys. People made us do it. Even though the Supreme Court ruled cops have no duty to act, and if you need help, like in Uvalde, cops don't go in, and that's okay. But if they go in the middle of the night and kill this woman or try to kill her and end up killing a deputy, now it's suicide by cop. The narrative always protects government, and people just want to keep believing all cops are heroes, more cops are better, and we should give up our guns so these idiots can protect us.
She created this entire event.
Actually, she was a previous con. She was arrested. She was let out. Maybe the courts created it. Maybe the judges created it. Maybe our justice system created it. Maybe gun control doesn't work. Why does she have a gun? How did she get a gun? Maybe gun control is a big freaking joke. Maybe that created it. No, Rick. It's her fault. Okay. As long as it's not government's fault.
She forced this shooting.
She didn't force anything. They didn't have to go in. They didn't have to do the warrant. They could have waited outside. They went in.
She knew if she pointed this gun at my deputies in the middle of the night, that we wouldn't return fire to keep her from killing one of our deputies.
She knew if she pointed a gun in the middle of the night. Maybe she didn't know they were cops. Maybe they didn't announce. We haven't seen body cam footage. Maybe it's out there. I don't know. Maybe she just thought somebody was trying to rob her in home invasion. Maybe she was defending herself. Maybe she was exercising her Second Amendment right to have a gun, and cops shouldn't be barging into freaking houses in the middle of the night. Rick, why are you hating cops? I'm just trying to hold government accountable, people. Try to keep your eye on the ball.
Lane was able to talk when he arrived at the hospital, so it looked like he was going to survive, but did not. Williams was also taken to the hospital and will be charged with second-degree murder.
It's her fault. Second-degree murder.
In Polk County.
Alrighty. So that's my take. You can hate on me for not crying and feeling bad, and it wasn't. Oh, look. They got the ponytail police helping push the big heavy casket on wheels. Oh. I guess if they had to carry it, she wouldn't be there. But since it's only pushing it because there was 4 other male deputies helping her, we had to get the ponytail police involved. Aw, we need more ponytail police. All right, we'll end that there. Rick, where are you? Be quiet, you big crybabies.